have Misty. Misty is the producer of the feature film that we're going to be showcasing right now, and Wendi is the filmmaker. Would you mind introducing yourself and tell us how does it feel to be showing your film on this crew audience and special guest?
You're so cute. Hey. This is such a strange environment to be doing this. You know, obviously, old school, we'd be looking at you and we'd all be in a room together. But you know, I have always been the same person, and that is a multimedia artist. I've always created art on many mediums, and I'm blessed to live in a time where there is a genre called new media in film now, and we can create things, music and films on our laptops now, which is crazy from where I came from. And so being able to have the opportunity to utilize this to ultimately get out a message. It's never been for me about stardom or any of that stuff. It's always been about getting a message out, and the message is this moment. Today is International Peace Day, and that was the date that I chose for our screening because I think it's really a historic moment in the societal consciousness of humanity. And I think that one of the things that is so important and something that I've strived to do my entire life, and that's inspire people. I wanted to create a project at a time when people were losing hope and losing sight and losing self. Because I knew that this time would come as a seeker myself on a spiritual path. I've been preparing for this moment for an awfully long time while traveling up a big, steep mountain. And I think what comes to mind is reunion and communion and inspiration, transformation. We're shifting the paradigm. And as I am a multimedia artist, I am also a multidimensional shaman. And so this moment for me is where we expand into all that we are. And this film, this art rock doc, as I like to call it,
rockumentary.
The rockumentary is a labor of love that mashes up, like hybrids together, kind of all of the mediums that I've devoted my life to in getting out this message to humanity. Sit in on a magical event that we created that could not be recreated. It was indeed magical. And this is the story of how we got there and where we're going from there. And these two amazing humans were on that journey with me. Misty, my dearest, my nearest and dearest, my sister who did not come from my mother, although my mother had many children from, yeah. Anyway, Misty was not one of them, but she should have been. She's my sister. So she co-produced this project with me. And so before I turn that over to her, I want to, and Sergio is an amazing documentary film, cinema photographer and filmmaker. And his wonderful documentary, remind me that
it's BJ, like blowjob.
BJ, like blowjob. Oh my God, what a great documentary! A lot of fun. It's at the film festivals now. But I wanted to thank the people who were involved in our movie, who made the event part really spectacular. And that's where we really all came together. Sam Hoffman, who co-wrote the song Enough with me, that is, opens our credits. Gary Baxter, who is a dear, dear, dear brother of mine, who wrote a song called Tomorrow's Fix that just had music to it. It's kind of an experimental piece. And he threw it my way, and I was like, oh my God. And that's actually the song that opens the whole film, and it's very spectacular. Jade Frank, who is Sam's partner, Elizabeth DeDeus, Corinne Moore, Declan Berkeley, Angela Piazza, Gideon Treacy, Jen and Angie Chase, Sergio, my director of photography from This Is Not Dying, Alberto da Costa Colla, who did some second unit work with me, and Edith Soot, Jason Shaw, who provided the opening Lake Hollywood drone footage, and Jamie Shadowlight, who is an amazing artist. You'll see her in the film. And she contributed her song that you will hear, a beautiful song she wrote for her mother. Savannah Lynn, whose husband Doc, we unfortunately lost last year. And he had a beautiful song that he had written. And I asked permission to kind of enhance it, let's say. And so Doc and I do a duet in the film as well. So that song, Melinda Moore, she and I have a song right now in this film, and Michael Yost, our song Water, I used. So you can see this is a backdrop for a lot of different art. I think that's, and Santi Orozco. And I want to send a shout out to Santi because unfortunately Santi lost his father unexpectedly. And so he is healing and grieving. And so we're going to send out our thoughts to him. Finally, I'd like to say that the movie is dedicated to Pixie, Amelia Aurora, my crazy founding goat who passed unexpectedly a week before we had our big event, which she then helped us transform into a
film.
A saying goodbye, if you will. And Stacy Title, director, ex-boss of mine, mentor, who unfortunately we lost to ALS last year. So the film is dedicated to Pixie and Stacy. And Misty, I'm turning it over to you.
Oh, happy Peace Day, everybody. I'm here with some of my favorite people, lovely people in the whole wide world. It has been magic knowing Miss Morrison for the last couple decades. Definitely.
She's lying.
What can I say? I can say so much. I truly admire this woman. She's the embodiment of somebody with a pure heart and somebody who cares so deeply.
I paid her to say this.
I just want people to know. I don't want people to know. Hands down, the biggest advocate I know for like this planet. I truly admire this animals. She's like a whisperer to all animals. Possums, rabbits, chickens, ducks. I mean, she'll see like a bear on her property. Be like, oh, hi, Mama Bear. You know, me, I'd be like, bear, you know. And her lovely, I think they're her kids, like all her cats. She has a lot of personalities there. And I just want to say one of the most creative people I've ever truly met, and probably nobody can hold a flame to. She's met I'm a medium, art, multimedia. I mean, I'm sure you guys probably don't even really know what that means, but I think what I'm trying to say is just that whatever she does, she's just like walking art. So whether it's like singing, writing songs, like one of the most passionate and sincere and meaningful songwriters, if you've ever delved into her library of music. And I just think it's progressing, like it keeps getting better. I'm just like, oh my God, this song, oh my God, that's all, and I'm just like, she's just like the world's hidden secret. So,
that's for sure.
As far as when it comes to like this, I just feel like one day somebody will discover her songs and be like, what the heck? And then like the whole world will know. So, I just feel very honored to cross her path, and she does definitely have an anarchist side to her, which keeps it live and keeps it real, and intense sometimes, but that's all the whole dynamic of her is just like this really the most sensitive person, but that fierce person too, so I just say like I love being a part of this. I think you'll feel what it's like to explore Pixie's place and this magical place she's created for artists, and people come and they're drawn to Pixie's place, and they can create and just be.
Hey, Misty, don't you think that it also was amazingly magical? Like we just threw a bunch of stuff together for that weekend, and the people that came and like tell us a little bit about that heart chakra, man. Like, was that not the most beautiful experience? Like, how can you couldn't even make that happen, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I felt like everybody just left, like, and they were like very humbled by the whole experience, and very awakened and enlightened at the same time. I felt all the energies were just right with each other, a good mesh, and like different walks of life, but just all really loving beings, and everybody just meshed really well together. And you couldn't have, I mean, you almost think you couldn't even like script it or cast it that well, it just, nope. Whoever was there, they were meant to be, and it worked out just wonderfully, and you can see it all come together when you view the film, so.
Yeah, because I forgot to mention it was unscripted. So I that's one of the things that I really appreciated with the group of all of us is that, yeah, it could have been a train wreck. And, there were some tense moments, mostly because of exhaustion and the fact that was a lot for me to take on. And I'm not one to sit there and say, oh, this is too much for me. I'm just going to throw myself into the fire and pray to God I get to the other side. But, I think it's important that people know that, yeah, it was totally unscripted. And we just kind of had points that we were aiming for and just hoping that we would
get that shot. Wake up and
you're missing Dawn. Wait, you're eating my food. I haven't eaten in 3 days.
You don't give yourself enough credit.
Anyway, okay, Sergio, you're on. What?
Well, we can also add some aspects about this film that we're about to see. You, as you both were saying, you have a multidiscipline and different arts. You're like a rock star, and you've been embracing yourself in filmmaking on your own with your own knowledge. Like you've never been to film school, so you basically treat your film as if it was a musical piece. So a lot of people, like I for instance, I'm a filmmaker myself as well, and I admire a lot the way how you edit, because I kind of edit in the same way, because like I think that editing is like music in a way. It's visual music, and I find a lot of the way that you edit and you cut in a very musical way. That's why I know a lot of people also relate your work with, the American Nouvelle Vague, kind of like Easy Rider, the way, you know, the time also kind of mixes with, you know, with your experience. So I admire a lot about that, and this being a documentary, I like it a lot more because it has a more real, a little bit about your organization. I mean, basically the organization that both of you put up together, because this movie was made through a nonprofit, a 501c3. It's a creative lab, and it's an animal shelter. You, ever since you told me, like, ever since you were young, you were always rescuing animals from the streets, and this is how this foundation kind of ended up growing into a 501c3 and to a creative lab. Would you like to mention a little bit about that and how people can contribute to it?
Sure. Well, I think you provided a link. Anything that comes into the nonprofit goes directly to the animals. There's no one's on a salary. It's just Misty and I and our friend Susan Haller, who helps oversee as well. But my vision was with OrangeRay. OrangeRay is something that came to me in 2000, and the on a spiritual plane, the orange ray is the ray of causation, causality, cause and effect. And so as I envisioned this moment in the future, it was about to be at cause. We would be at a moment where we would have to take responsibility for what we created, right? And so OrangeRay became this umbrella in my mind for all the endeavors that I chose, being a multi-medium artist. So OrangeRay Creative Lab is like a division of it that is, you know, a percolator for the creative endeavors. And then Pixie's place at OrangeRay is the Animal Sanctuary and Hospice. That's the 5013C. And my as a shaman, in addition to helping humanity, my beingness is for the animals. Just like I'm helping humanity expand their consciousness as they evolve, the animals are evolving as well. And a lot of animals are coming to the point where they're going to be having human experiences. They're going to be evolving into human souls. And because that's the way the lineage goes. And in a sense, I'm preparing them for their human experience, for the next step in the evolution of the sentience of animals and their intelligence. If you treat an animal in a particular way, like it's an animal, like it's something you own, like it's, you know, stupid, that's what you get. But if you, just like with children, if you talk to an animal as if it has its own sense of self, it has its own likes and dislikes and friends and people it doesn't like, and you're like, those are all human traits. That those animals will evolve. They'll go to the next level. And that's what my animals are really a reflection of. And that's what I really hope to show with this film and with my nonprofit, is raising the awareness out in the world that we are an evolution of animals. And I'm hoping, I don't judge people for still eating animals. I understand that. It's something that you have to spiritually evolve to make that choice, or to be not motivated there anymore. But I hope to eventually help people to get past the treatment of animals as a food source. You know, it's one thing our pets, we treat our pets really well, sometimes like better than most people or even treat humans. But like on a mass scale, you know, as consumers, we're abusing cows, we're abusing, you know, a plethora, I mean, an endless list of animals, you know, on a daily basis, pigs, everything else, to get them to produce in mass. And it's really barbaric. And I think, you know, on a daily get beyond that. And again, I'm not judging, but that's what I hope to just be, that bridge for the sentience and the rights, in a sense, the conscious rights of animals. I hope you enjoy what we've put together for you. So that's it. Misty, do you have anything to say?
Just enjoy, have fun, just make yourself at home.
You are.
All right, guys. This was Misty, Wendi, and Sergio. We're about to start the film. Please sit back, relax, and
You
enjoy
guys
the show.
for coming. We're so happy you joined us. I hope you have a good time like we had making this film.
Thank you. Bye-bye.